and tried to report it to authorities and was arrested and put in jail for rumor mongering in Wuhan, who was released and praised by the Supreme Court of China, returned to the hospital to work on patients and to help out here, said it was his honor to serve his country. Caught the virus on Saturday, and it was reported on your site, Guo Media and G News, and has now been reported nationwide that Dr. Li has just passed away. Can you walk us through, Miles, the heroism of people like Dr. Li, and also what is going on in Wuhan? The American people, we're trying to get information, but we understand the CCP suppressing it. You see people like Dr. Li, who is a hero, who was put in jail. Can you tell the American people about the heroism of people like Dr. Li and what is exactly going on in Wuhan right now?
Hi, good morning, Sir Steve, and everybody, and the doctor. I'm very glad to join your war room. So it's before prepare today, war room. This is the program. We get very bad news. It's Chinese hero, as Dr. Li, died 1 hour ago. But this all the Chinese hero same the future always. So same you, Steve, you in China, you before die because you're the hero. China no hero. Hero must be die. But this is not a disaster. It's a disaster since the 2019 December. Is the 17, not the 30. Is the Dr. Li and the Dr. Xie is the make the report for the Wuhan government and the central government. You see, this virus is very so bad, very dangerous. They arrest them. But behind the control is the Central Committee and the police. They arrest the family. Nobody talk about this. These heroes personally, doctor, they do good job. But why is arrested is Dr. Li and Dr. Xie, a doctor, the family, also the friend. So even Central Committee and Wuhan province governor listen to him, give the truth. This is not go to disaster way. But now, I think just everything's beginning, sir. It's more the worse. Thank you, sir.
Miles, talk to us. There's reports in the New York Times and other reports about the Chinese Communist Party now is trying to have their official organs of the Global Times and the People's Daily and the news agency only report positive news. And there's also a big suppression of social media. What is the situation? And look, the reason you're controversial is that, and they say, every time Miles Guo says something, it's just anti-CCP. But if you look back over your record, and one of the reasons I'm very proud to work with you, if you look at what you'd said about H&A, about the huge scandal there, about the death of the chairman, if you look at what you said about Hong Kong, that you understood what was happening in Hong Kong well before people in the West, you understood and knew it was going to be huge and followed it closely. If you look at what you said about Terry Guo and the situation in Taiwan, you were right. Every time you say something, people, the CCP or whatever, come out, Miles Guo's a liar, Miles Guo's this. It turns out, when the information comes out, Miles Guo's got a pretty good track record. Right now, and we've seen this with Dr. Li. He's a hero not just to China, he's a hero to the world. He tried to stop this when it needed to be stopped back in December. Dr. Li gave his life for this. And the Chinese Communist Party has done nothing but suppress this information. And now even the mainstream media, the New York Times, is reporting how they're suppressing social media. They're suppressing, their news agencies are only putting out positive stories like building the quarantine hospitals, which is obviously terrific. But can you tell the American people today what's the real situation in China?
Yes, sir. Now, you see this, the question is 3 times talk about the New York Times. It's the newspaper. But very bad, you look at this, over the nearly 2 months, is the disaster, it is the virus in China that happened. But the West world, all the media, no one is media is early can talk the truth. They say medium side. They don't want to make the threat and nervous give the social. But talk the truth. This is very important. Now, it's CCP is really now how can control West world media. So they are don't want the outside people know about this the truth. So seriously, you look at the CCP. is talk the number is year to date is dies the 560 people, and totally get is the confirmed case is the just the 56,000. But it's the current people, they say it's 180,000. This is totally wrong. As the your mortality rate, not 500, 600. I give you example. In the Wuhan, very important, Wuhan have the 我看是什么这个火葬场是 you know mortality rate in the Wuhan coronavirus in Wuhan totally is the 49. The 24 hours work, they burn the death of the body. Every day is 1,200. They work more than 17 days. Only Wuhan. But now they are is in the megapolis. It's currently all of China is 250 million people. How many people really get confirmed case? And this is outbreak. But this is the outbreak in half China, 200 million people. So I get inside information is the truth is 1.5 million people is is the not only emotion, is the confirmed case. And the death of the people now is the burned body more than 50,000, not 30,000 to the now. So this is why CCP don't want the West world to know the truth. This is why they are controlled inside the media. 86% inside the social media and the official media just talk. This is the case, and the sick is from American CIA, but they don't want to talk how much is the people get the quarantine, how much people confirm the case, and how many people is the emotion, and how many people is death. This is really dangerous. This is why this is not animal to person. This is not a person to person. Just 2 weeks ago, now they say, oh yes, this is a person to person. But then, yes, officially PLA website, they very powerful. They say, oh, this is not from animal to person. This is the farmers behind the control make this, this wireless. But this is from America. So they don't want to talk the point. How many people get, the rallies? How many people is mortality rate? How many people is the emotion? How many people, get, it's the confirmed case in everywhere. This is the dangerous, sir.
Miles, let me add the things that we're hearing, and this may back up what you're saying. We're seeing today, it's being reported that the convention center in Wuhan is totally taken over as a quarantine emergency center for sick, infected people. They've already built the 2 quarantine hospitals in 11 days, but on 10 days. They've announced overnight that 11 different convention centers or facilities in Wuhan have now been requisitioned by the CCP as emergency quarantine centers. What can you tell us about Wuhan? Is the situation with doctors and nurses, now that Dr. Li went back? He just went back 2 weeks ago. He got sick on Saturday. He's dead today, died 20 minutes ago. What's the situation in Wuhan? Because even outside here, we see, is this a city is medical infrastructure starting to collapse? Have they sent the PLA in? What is your best, because all we're seeing looks like a ghost town, except for the fact we're hearing they're taking over like 11 facilities immediately as quarantine centers. What's the latest you can tell us about what's happening in Wuhan?
So this is very serious. The question is a good question. Wuhan is a quarantine center. You see, they send to Li Keqiang, show Chinese go to there. It's in the last, 10 years, Li Keqiang never do any official title. This time so dangerous, they send to Li Keqiang go to Wuhan, make the quarantine center. Now they make the call as the 46,000 bed can help the people. But sir, you need to know all the Wuhan area, they have the 530,000 the bed can use the sick people. Now they create 46,000 bed can help the sick people. And they want to make more than 150,000 bed can help the people. So the totally is nearly 1 million, and in the Wuhan is the 这叫病床是怎么说？ That bad. So what is the meanwhile, sir? They say just 50,000 people now is the quarantine. Okay, just the mortality rate is just 500 people. Why is the hospital in Wuhan is 500,000 people? Is no empty. So this is why you need sir, before you see the last week. Is the February 170 people die. It's February 31, 213 people die. It's the January. February 1 is 259 people die. February 2, 304 people die. February 3, 361 people die. You look there, announced the number totally dies with it's the confirmed case, all the 2.1%. Every day, 2.1% people die. Never one more, never one different. Sir, who control these people die all the 2.1%? This is the 5 days. So this is only one reason, one truth. Some people control the truth. The number data is fake. Some of the God control the death of the people. Everyday people dies 2.1%. So you look at this, the data is the CCP style. The monopoly behind control every data, every truth. So look at this, this is very important. It's the community center. They know, doctor. No equipment can help the people. The room small inside, the sick people cannot open the door. No food, no phone call, no water, cannot go to independent bathroom. How can get you much better? Here, not is help you get better. Here is prepare you go to the burn, you die. So this is why Western world now. How can make the one hospital in 3 days and 1 week? Doctor here, impossible. This is the propaganda. They have another things. They just want the community center can quickly send the people to burn. This is why all the Wuhan area, 49 area is the burn. The dead body works 24 hours, nearly 4 weeks. This is the truth, sir.
Miles, there's a report in the South China Morning Post this morning that one of the most renowned professors, I think it's at Tsinghua University, has now said that this debacle that's happened to the Chinese people is directly responsible. It's the CCP and not the local authorities in Wuhan, but the people responsible are at the highest levels. This professor is now actually given interviews and written reports. He's one of the most renowned professors in China, and he is actually saying that this shows that President Xi's leadership is a failure, and that the Chinese people should hold him accountable for this pandemic, the outbreak of this pandemic, and the spread of this misery onto the Chinese people. What are your thoughts on that?
Sir, I read this article is from the Tsinghua recently, as the Professor Xu is talk about the Xi is they cover the truth, don't want the outside the people or the inside people know the truth. Yes, this is 100% true. But this Tsinghua University, this is the Professor Xu, they have the political side. This is too early talk to Xi and Wang and the CCP, the politics the area. We now first of all high priority. We need to know the truth. This is number one important. Chinese. All the people, million people, is nearly die, and it's 250 million people is get quarantine. There is no food, no water. Nobody cares. She is the bad guy, good guy. Who is taking the responsibility? She definitely is bad guy. She is the murderer. She is the fundamental reason is make this trouble. There's no doubt. All the CCP is the murder, is the trouble. This is the fundamental reason they want to cover the truth, so that we go to disaster way. But the Professor Xu talks good, but we don't need to focus this. We need to focus. We need to now stop people to get the rallies. We need to stop people to die. We need to know the inside about this disaster, the truth. We need the CCP, give them more the transparency, show the rest of the world. The sick, not only about China. The sick, not border of land. The sick is no nationality, no country. They go to everywhere. So there's also American rest of the world get big risk. So America, February 2, they make an announcement, stop China, go in China, people go back to America. But the next 13 days, February 18, maybe American go to more people get the sick, go to disaster way. We don't want America and the West world to go back in 1920, same as the spring, the fall, spring, the sick, the fall. It's the 500 million people get the sick, it's the 100 million people get died. So this is why CCP, number one, take responsibility, give Chinese, give the America, give the West of the world, is the truth, transparency, information. Stop the rallies, go to all the global, kill all the American, all the another country people. This is the number one report. Don't talk to the politics. Xi Jinping is gone. No doubt. Him to go to jail and be killed. No doubt. CCP is gone. It's no future. Even any Americans, everybody think about CCP have another 10 years, another 70 years in China. This is so stupid, impossible. So how do you think of China now? 230 million people get quarantine, no food, no water. How many people die in the home? How many people die in the hospital? Who make these rallies? CCP, PLA think this is not from animal. This is from the by hand. Is make this. Who make this? One day must be have the truth. But we don't care this. But this moment, we need to stop the people to die. They try, send to this the rallies, go to America, go to Europe, kill more people. This is number one, transparency, burn down the cyber firewall, give American all the truth, give American all the data, true data. This is very important. Even we waiting next week, 2 weeks, sir, I don't want to happen in America, same China situation. 2019, December 17, we are making an announcement. Wuhan have big trouble rallies. 2 months ago, China get a disaster. So, sir, we need to be careful, need American prepare. This is really dangerous. We need the truth. We need the transparency. This, don't listen to CCP. CCP is a liar. Even you trust the CCP, anything, the danger is more the wireless. Thank you, sir.
Miles, we got about a minute left. Just real quickly, the American people have been contacting me nonstop. If they want to give medical supplies or donate to China, would that actual supplies and money in that to help the people of Wuhan and other people in central China, is it your belief that it would actually reach those people? How would the CCP let that money and let those resources get to the people of Wuhan? And we got about a minute.
Thank you, sir. This is very kind, but you impossible do this in China. You think it's charity be kind to Chinese people, I really appreciate, but the CCP thinks it's politics. They don't want American make the hero, style in the Chinese. They still think it's political and anti-American. They don't want you so be kind to Chinese. They like Chinese to die, don't want you go to China, make you very positive the image. Impossible, sir. So you very kind things, but you too high all power in America. You want to take care of Chinese. They think you want to kill us. They don't want you get any advantage, good image. American people in China. Now China people to die. Nobody talk about this. I will talk America make